Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Pak Institute of Statistical Training and Research, PISTAR, I would like to welcome everybody to the second online training workshop. So let me request everybody to please mute their mics. And I would also now like to share my screen so that we can go with it. So Dr. Wasim, you would need to give me the permission to share the screen, please. Dr. Wasim, can you hear me? Ms. Saleha, maybe you can call Dr. Wasim.
Yeah,
so that
I have.
You have given the permission to me. In that case, now I'm going to share. All right, now is everybody able to see my first slide, which says, welcome to the PISTAR online training workshop? Somebody please, for example, Collins, could you unmute and tell me, can you see my slide? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, I can see.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
You can see the slide? Is
yes.
that okay? All right, thank you very much. So, okay, I'm going to, yes, hello? Yeah.
These slides are visible.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So now I'm going to put it on the slideshow. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this workshop. This is the second online workshop being conducted by PISTAR. And this one is on TIDYVERSE dplyr. Now the previous one, the first one was on TIDYVERSE ggplot2, in which we were making all kinds of graphs using TIDYVERSE. And this one is on dplyr, but the previous one is not a prerequisite for this one, because you see, this is also some very basic things, important but basic. So you can assume that this also is starting from ABC. So the people who are going to be talking to you today are myself. I'm a professor at Connect College for Women, Lahore, professor of statistics. Also, I had the honor of being selected as the educational ambassador for Pakistan by the American Statistical Association 2 years ago. And TIDYVERSE is actually one of the things that I learned in that conference, the joint statistical meetings that was held in Vancouver under the American Statistical Association in 2018. Dr. Sharka Hashmi, my dear colleague, she's an assistant professor at the Lahore College for Women University in Lahore. And just like Connect College, LCWU is also a highly prestigious institution, higher education institution for women in Pakistan. Then we have my dear young colleague, Ms. Saleha Mashkoor, who is lecturer at Minhaj University, Lahore. And you can see her right now if you have you can see her in that slot. Now, I would like to introduce one more time in a formal manner now, a focal person, Dr. Syed Wasim Abbas. He is Assistant Director in the Bureau of Statistics, Punjab. I would like to request you to please mute the mics because I can hear some noise. And since we are wanting to record this thing, so whenever you have a question, you could, people could, raise their hand. There's an icon over there by which you can raise your hand, or you can actually physically raise your hand. And but of course, in the slides, sometimes it might not be easy to raise the hand very quickly. For me to see it, in fact. But of course, you can also write in the chat. And I would like to request Dr. Wasim to keep looking at the chat again and again, so that if there's something which in my flow of my conversation, I'm not able to look at it, then you can stop me and you can tell me that there's something important in the chat written by the participants, which I should address. All right, so Dr. Syed Wasim Abbas, as I said, is Assistant Director at the Bureau of Statistics, Punjab. And they are doing a lot of data collection and very, very important data collection. And they've been doing that for the past many, many years. The rapporteur for this particular workshop is Ms. Kamal Aslam. She is one of my old students, one of my very best students, and she has completed her MPhil in statistics from Kennett College in flying colors. Now I would like to show you that we have, mashallah, all these people from within Pakistan as the participants of this workshop. And also, we have so many international participants too. There's a numbering mistake by me. You know, after 4, I've written 6. So sorry for that. So we have 8 people from various countries, and we are delighted, mashallah. Now, I would like to give you a little bit of an idea of what we will be having today. Immediately after I finish talking to you, I will request Professor Dr. Alia Ahmed, who is the chairperson of the executive, the executive committee of ISOS, the Islamic Countries Society of Statistical Sciences, which her father, Professor Dr. Munir Ahmed Marhoom, started about 34 years ago. And she will be welcoming you and talking to you for a short while. And after that, we will start the content of this workshop in a formal manner. First, I will introduce to you what TIDYVERSE itself, what is TIDYVERSE, and then we'll do the actual commands. You can see some of them over there: select, filter, etc. We hope that we will have some time for practice by participants. The method will be that I will ask one of you to share your screen and to try to write some of the code that you have just now learned. So let's hope that we can actually do that, and we therefore have to keep track of the time. Again, I will request Saleha, my colleague Saleha, to let me know if we are getting too much off track time. And then we have written practice 3 times, but maybe we don't have time to do it 3 times. So we can try to have it 1 time at least, if not 2 times. 3 seems to be, although we wrote it, but it seems maybe it may not happen. Then we do have a Q&A session also. So if you have some questions, which you should have, then you keep jotting them down on your paper, and then at that time you can ask those questions. We have this very important segment written here at 3:56 p.m. Pakistan time, that how to import your own data into RStudio. Because whatever you do with this data, I mean, it will not help you unless you are able to utilize it yourself. And that is why immediately after that, from 4:01 to 4:13 p.m. Pakistan time here, it says presentation of an SDG project. Now, Sustainable Development Goals, as you know, are most important at this time. I mean, all countries of the world are striving to get closer to these, achieving some of these goals. So last year, when after having been selected as educational ambassador by the American Statistical Association, when I returned to Lahore, to my country and city, I conducted in the Bureau of Statistics Punjab with Dr. Wasim Abbas as focal person, Dr. Sharka Hashmi, Zulekha, and Kamal, all my team members, one more, Kesika Xavier. We did this 6-day course. And in this 6-day course, Mr. Jawad, who is sitting right here, as I introduced prior to the formal recording of this thing and formal introduction, he also was a participant, and there were so many other participants. So I have not requested Jawad this time, but I have requested Fayyaz, Mr. Fayyaz, who is from Dir, Pakistan, who was a part of one of the teams who did a very good project, and he will be presenting to you a little bit of this project so that you can see how these commands that you're going to learn in this workshop, how they are applied to real data, and they did some very, very good work. After that, we will invite you to please give us some feedback verbally. because that is very important for us. And I hope that people from within Pakistan and people from other countries, our guests, you may please give us some feedback, what you felt was good and what you felt can be improved. Then we will have at the end a short address by the rapporteur, Kamal Aslam, my dear student, who is acting as rapporteur for this workshop. She will be writing a report, and she will also be taking all these screenshots, which will be later compiled by her into a very nice little, hopefully a nice little movie of these screenshots, and then the vote of thanks. So now is the time for the address by Dr. Alia Ahmed. I have to first and foremost stop sharing my screen. And now I would like to know, has Dr. Alia Ahmed been able to join? Dr. Wasim? Dr. Wasim, are you here?
Yes, I'm contacting Dr. Alia right now.
Okay, in that case, I will continue, and as soon as she joins, please let me know. So I will share my screen again.
Okay.
Yes, please do let me know when she's here, and then we can ask her to do it. So after this, Saleha, are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I can see you.
All right. Now okay, now we have that problem, which I have many times, that after sharing the screen, you know, this PowerPoint does not come out of that mode, this escape mode. And then I have to, you know, after unsharing it, I then again put it in the escape mode, and then I share again. So let me try to share the screen again now. And now it is not in that mode, and maybe I will not put it in that mode also. But can I move? It seems to be stuck. Okay, I can. All right. Okay, let's hope it doesn't get stuck, and let me try to share it again in that mode. Okay, now this is now the beginning of the workshop, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost, as you know, in today's world, data science is a buzzword. We form a hypothesis, we design an experiment in accordance with our hypothesis, then we actually go into the field and collect data according to our designed experiment. And then once the data has arrived, then we explore the data. You have all heard the term exploratory data analysis. 2T is a big name in that area. Yes? Hello?
Dr. Alia is here with us.
Okay, all right. Then I will just complete this, and then I will request her to address the audience.
Okay.
So as I was saying, data science is a buzzword. For Alia, I'm repeating it. So we form a hypothesis, we design an experiment, we collect data, and then we explore the data. We do exploratory data analysis, or we test various hypotheses based on our data, and then we communicate the results. Do we not try to publish papers in journals? Do we not write reports? Of course we do. By the time we have arrived here, by the time we have, you know, almost completed the cycle, new questions have arisen, new hypotheses have been created in our minds, and therefore we again the same cycle that's going. So this is data science. And what is TIDYVERSE? What is this workshop all about? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a collection of powerful data science tools within R. This is the American Statistical Association logo. This was actually rendered by Garrett Grolemund there when I learned it for the first time in my life. This was rendered by Garrett, who is principal data science educator at R Studio Incorporated in the United States of America. Somebody has to mute their mic. Please mute your mic because I can hear quite a lot of noise. And since we are recording it, we would like to request you to please mute it. So I was saying that he is principal data science editor, young man, a bright young person. All right, coming back to TIDYVERSE. TIDYVERSE is a collection, ladies and gentlemen, of modern R packages that share common philosophies, embed best practices, and they are designed to work together. So before I now proceed to all these most important things, the time has arrived for me to stop sharing the screen. And as soon as I do that, I get to see Dr. Alia Ahmed, Professor Dr. Alia Ahmed. If you would like to open your camera, Dr. Alia, or whatever is comfortable for you. We can see your photograph, very nice photograph here. So ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. Alia Ahmed is the chairperson of the Executive Committee of the Islamic Countries Society of Statistical Sciences, ISOS, and PISTAR is one of the initiatives of ISOS. So now it is over to you, Dr. Alia. Dr. Alia? Dr. Wasim, maybe you can see
Yeah,
what is the problem.
Rania, are you doing?
Dr. Alia's mic is unmuted, but I don't know what is the problem. Can you please call her? Maybe you can call her. So in the meantime, I will continue with my presentation. So I will now then again need to share the screen. Dr. Alia, are you there? Can you connect with us? Can you talk to us?
Yeah.
Hello?
Rania has some issue with her mic and
okay, then that's the problem. Okay, whenever it's clear, it will be done. Okay, all right. My apologies to everybody for this problem. Now I'm sharing the screen one more time. So these are the packages of TIDYVERSE. I was telling you what TIDYVERSE was. It was, as they have written on their website, it is an opinionated, we did not write this word here, but they have a word here, an opinionated collection of modern art packages. In their opinion, these are the packages, which share common philosophies, embed best practices, and they are designed to work together. So some of them are right here. dplyr that you're going to do today, ggplot2 that we did last time, readr, tibble, tidyr, purr. There's another one, broom, and there are others too, I'm sure. So, but the first thing is, what is the concept of tidy data? I mean, TIDYVERSE is this set of packages, right? But why this word tidy? Because you see, there is this concept, tidy data. That's a very, very important concept. So what is that? A tidy, if I can put it into the slide mode, it will come to you in that animated form. Now, tidy data, a data set is said to be tidy if and only if each variable is in its own column, each case is in its own row, and therefore naturally each value is in its own cell. So of course, many of the data sets that we deal with are in this format. You know, the spreadsheet and the other things too. So we have the columns and we have the rows, and every case is one row. But you know, sometimes data is not in this order. For example, if you are writing data like this is not tidy. Tidy, of course, is a technical term. It's not any other meaning here. Now, you see, if you have these three lists, list is also a technical term. In the first row, you have these cities, New York, London, Beijing in the second row. And then another list, the size of the particle of the pollution. So large size particles, small size, again large, again small, large, small. And then the amount of maybe those particles or whatever. In fact, I made a mistake. Maybe I should say the size of the city. New York is a large city, but then London, New York again cannot be small. So it must be something else. So anyway, then something else, amount 23, 14, etc. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the first list, you have two rows, each consisting of three values. In the second list, you have 2 rows, but the first one consists of 4 values and the second row contains only 2. In the last one, you have only 1 row containing all 6 values. Even if here, if I wanted, I could try to connect the first list with the second and the second with the third. But don't you see how cumbersome it is? Okay, New York, large, 23. New York, small, 14. It's not so easy. But the previous one, it is so easy and tidy. It's very tidy. And so, okay, this is now the next thing. Now, can I ask Dr. Wasim or Dr. Alia, is it possible to you to talk to us now? If it is, जी, बताएं.
Madam, Dr. Alia
Yes.
has some issue with her mic, so
Oh, I see.
she put a message in chat for all the participants. So
Okay, all right. Okay.
so you
Then
can.
that can be looked at. Okay, please, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for this problem. So please do have a look at the message that she has put in the chat. All right. So then I will continue here. The first data set, ladies and gentlemen, is the one that we are talking to, considering today, is called baby names. Now, these are names of male and female babies born in the United States from 1880 to 2015. These are 1.8 million rows. It's a huge data. In fact, when in 2018, I was doing it in Vancouver, they had data up to 2015. Now, if you click on it, go to the Google and find it, you will find the data is up to 2017. So after having installed packages, baby names, you will have to load the library baby names. So Dr. Sharka, if you would unmute your mic, could you please let me know? Do you not think that right now we should request the participants to install this on their computers? Yes, Dr. Sharka? Hello?
Yes,
Dr.
I'm
Sharka?
hearing.
Yes.
I'm hearing. Yes, baby names. Baby names is a package. If you install TIDYVERSE, and then you have to install one more package named baby names, then you can see the data which are stored inside of baby names. So
So would you
after
like
installing
to,
both of them.
would you like, Dr. Sharka, would you like to demonstrate to them the installation? So you can share your screen and you can actually show it to them. So I will stop sharing mine and you can share your screen, please. So one moment, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're all able to see her screen. And all those of you who have installed TIDYVERSE, you must be seeing this type of screen. In this case, Dr. Sharka, could you please first explain to everybody, because there are so many people who have come here for the first time, so therefore they need to know these 4 parts of this thing, na? The top right, top left, bottom. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Sadia. I would like to tell you that there are 4 windows in the R Studio, and first window, which is the top left window, is called as R Studio. You can write your code here. This window is called R Script. R Script is used to write your code, your instructions, and you can save this file by using the file command, file and save as, and you can store anywhere in your computer for the use in the future. And whenever you run this command here, then console is the bottom left corner is called the console, and the command is going to be run here. And you can run the command directly in the console, but it will not be used for the future. Upper window is used for the code writing, and the console is used to run the command. For example, we want to view the baby names. The command is capital V, and with the view, and within parentheses we will write the data frame, any data frame. In our case, it's baby names. So I'm writing here baby names, And there is a command here, which is where is button over the this run button. You can place your cursor anywhere in the row. You can place it at the end, in the start, or you can highlight the whole command. The command will be run. So by clicking on run button, you can see that this window, this command will be run. And you can see there are two more windows on the right side, and the right side up, top right window is the global environment. And there are one more thing, but which is very important, is the import data set. Whenever we want to import different data sets, we use this window. And the bottom right window is the output window for the plots, for the graphs. And we can also see our packages here. We can visit the help and see the help about any data, about any command, any function. And plot is mainly used for the for this window. And view baby names, I'm going to run this command. So view baby names, you can see it will, whenever it will run, it comes in the console, and the output is in the Excel form is here. And the name of its, you can see in the taskbar, there is baby names. And spreadsheet is the logo of this file. And we can see there are 5 variables having in this file: year, sex, name of the babies born, and a number of baby borns in this year 1880 and the later years, and the proportion for the year 1880 for this child. For example, Mary. There are so many Mary children names in the year 1880, and the number is 7065, and the proportion is calculated by the total number of baby borns in 1880. Up to 1880, we can view the whole file by scrolling down 1880. There are so many different names which are possible. So we can view the sex of those children, male and female. And whenever it's sum up, the total is the divided by n is divided by total to get the proportion. So proportions are given in the last column of this file. So thank you so much. This is the file which will be used for throughout of today's workshop. We will work on it up to Dr. Saleha. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks a lot for that. I will now share my own screen. By the way, you people can now see that Dr. Alia Ahmed has written a detailed message in the chat, and if you would like, you can have a look at it now. Thank you very much, Dr. Alia, for your kind words and for your patronage of this of the society. Now let me, ladies and gentlemen, get to the screen sharing business again. So I'm going to try that now. All right, I'm sharing my screen now. And can you see it, Dr. Wasim? Can you see my slide?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay, thank you. So I've just now copy pasted the message given by Dr. Ali Ahmed, and I will take the opportunity to read it to you so that that is not really the actual thing, but the best we could do at this moment in time with this technical problem. I'm trying to make it as bigger as much as I can easily. All right, Dr. Alia is saying that she would like to appreciate Dr. Saleha Naghmi and Dr. Wasim for giving PISTAR such a jump start. It's amazing how they are managing these workshops during COVID-19, and it makes me proud to see that they have also managed to connect globally. This is simply amazing. Also, I would like to thank all the participants for joining in. I hope it adds value to your already established profiles and careers. I'm sure it will. I see the title itself is so impressive. All the best to you guys. I'm pretty sure that Dr. Munir Ahmed must also be very, very proud of his students and his team, and particularly Dr. Naghmi and Dr. Wasim for making his dream, that is PISTAR, successful. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. Munir Ahmed left this world 1 year ago, and uh, I actually don't have words to praise him as much as he deserves. So he has done tremendous things for the uplift of statistics, particularly in Pakistan, but then also in so many other countries. And all these conferences that are happening in various Muslim, generally they are Islamic countries. But of course, everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome to attend and join. And this other thing that he started, PISTAR, this ISO started 35 years ago, but PISTAR started just about 3-4 years ago. So that is how this is young. And so for this one, and then he passed away last year, and now we are trying to, take it further. And Dr. Alia feels that he must be in the heavens. He must be very proud. So anyway, she ends by saying thank you all so much. Be safe, take care, and enjoy the learning experience. Thank you very much, Dr. Ali Ahmed. All right, I will now continue. We were talking about all these things, and we arrived at that point where Dr. Sharka explained to you how to install this package. So it's written here also, and hopefully some of you have done this already. First, the installing is required, I'm quite sure. And after that, the library has to be loaded also. This doesn't seem to want to change its color. Okay. All right. Now we go to the next thing. So ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharka, if you would unmute your mic. I was looking at Dr. Alia's message, and so I did not hear properly. Have you actually been able to show them all these columns, Dr. Sharka?
I have visited this data frame
Yes, so
to
they
the
have,
participants.
yes, right. So they know that these are the variables in this particular data set. Thank you. So as I was sharing with you, ladies and gentlemen, 1880 to 2015, now it is 2017. And obviously this must be real data. How could it be fictitious data? So the tidiness of the data, every variable is in its own column. The year, the gender of the baby, the name of the baby. Like 7,665 baby girls were born in 1880, and they were named Mary. What is this proportion? Maybe it is the proportion of the number of babies of this particular name with all the babies born in that particular year. So for that, you will have to read the literature of this particular data set. We are not worried about it at this moment in time. All right, now we go further. All right, this is this one, and now this one. So you see, Garrett, when he was doing his workshop, he said, why don't I choose my own name? So, for his own name, he found all this 1880, it's starting from 1880, going up to 2015, and see what a jump, how it became so popular in this year, 2005 or whatever it is, too. And then again, it is a bit coming down. So it's very interesting. This is just for the sake of learning your TIDYVERSE. Otherwise, if this is not your area of study, no problem. This is how we can deal with data. That is the purpose of today's workshop. The first one, how to isolate. All right, that's the first thing we would like to communicate to you today. How to isolate. Now you see what Garrett is doing. So many of these slides were given to me and all the other participants by him, and we were then using them for our for further dissemination of all this knowledge. So this is also by Garrett. So now what is this? Look at this one, this green one. So you want to isolate this particular case, that, you know, this particular case, that how many baby boys, male it says, were named Garrett in this particular year. So you just want this row. You don't want all these other rows. So what about this one, 1881 also? So he is interested in Garrett only. Obviously, if I would be interested in Saleha only. So then what? What do you do? Okay, dplyr comes in for your rescue. So what is dplyr? This is dplyr. Do you see the plier here? Is it this thing called plier? Okay, what is it? A package that transforms data. Now, there's something very important here. My PhD is in the area of probability distributions, and so is Dr. Sharka's. So when we talk about transformations, we are talking about things like, you know, the log transformation or the reciprocal transformation or the exponential transformation or whatever. But here, the word transform, I learned, is taken a little differently. It's not y, so you let y be equal to log of x or y equal to 1 over x, etc. Here, when they say that this package dplyr transforms data, they mean that it does things like isolate, like out of this big data, they transformed it and they got just this one that they were interested in. I mean, I'm just trying to say that this is how they are using transform. It is not the algebraic transformation that we are used to. So then how do you do it? This is how you do it. Either you use the select command, or you use the filter command, or you use the arrange command. Now this has to be made big so that you can see it properly. If you want to extract not the rows, but the columns, ladies and gentlemen, the variables, then you will type SELECT, and this bracket or parenthesis you will put, because you see it's a function. For every function, you have this parenthesis. And then in the argument, of course, you will write that the name of that column, which you want to extract. But if you want to extract rows, in other words, the cases, all those individual cases, then you will write filter, not select, and you will do something like similar. But if you want to reorder your cases, you want to reorder your rows, then you will do arrange and that parenthesis. All right, let's go. I'm not demonstrating right now because after I give you all of them, then I will request Sharka to do it all together. So after this, what's the next one? Garrett focused on select, and we are going to focus on it also. So what is the syntax? This is the simplest syntax you could have. Select, that's it. So extract by columns, right? So now here we want to extract by name. So select, then open the parentheses, then you put your the name of your data set. I mean, if I say, just write here NAME, name, obviously the computer and the machine and the software doesn't know which data, for goodness sake, which data. So first of all, you write the data, and what is the name of your data set? You just now loaded it, ladies and gentlemen. Is it not baby names? Of course it is baby names. So therefore, just write baby names here. And then why do I see a dot here? Sharka, later when you take the mic, please tell me and everybody, why is there a dot here? Anyway, there are people in this room, in this virtual room, who are you know, experts. So some of you, of course, know why that dot is there. But then also we have young students. We have a teenager student from Kenya. We have one from almost, I mean, old student, but student other than my team from Pakistan. So it's a heterogeneous group. It's not a homogeneous group. And therefore, we have to cater to everybody's requirements. All right. You put your the name of your data set here, and then you put a comma, and then you put what? The data frame to transform. And then what do you do? The names of the columns which you want to extract. So I think we better look at the next slide. Hopefully we will see what's happening. This is slide number, which one? Which one is this? Sorry, it's easy to get confused. This is slide 27. Now let me go to slide 28. So ladies and gentlemen, this was it here. But what was it? This is the name of the data set. And these are the two columns that you are wanting to extract. So I think I'm not sure right away. Why are we saying this thing, a data frame to transform? Okay, I get it. You see, this has, I have to move it properly. You see, I have to move this thing here. Now everything is all right. And here also I have to move this thing here. So if the arrows are in the right position, then you know what's happening. All right, so your data set, data frame given in a data frame form. All right, it's a data set which has been given to you in a data frame format. Now, data frame is a technical term which will be explained to you later by Sharka, because when it's her turn, this particular thing is coming there. So anyway, the data set in this form, and then here, these dots, all those columns which you want to extract. So there you are. This is your data set or your data frame, and these are the two columns you wanted to extract. As soon as I do it, I get this thing. Just wait, you have to be patient. I want to hand over to her once together, you know, because then again and again select and screen share and all that. So therefore, let's just wait it out. We will do it. After that, what's the next thing? Now we present to you a cheat sheet. Isn't that wonderful? You're able to cheat because you can't, one can't see. If I move the thing, then everything gets complicated. So I better not move it. But try to do the slideshow. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, Garrett provided this cheat sheet. Okay. So there you are. Select. If you can't remember it, if you've forgotten it, then you just look at this cheat sheet. But then you also look at all these functions, ladies and gentlemen. Then these are the helpers with the select function. And inside the select function, so just look at this blue thing, if you can see my cursor. You write SELECT, then you open the parenthesis, then you write the name of your data set, Iris. This is a data set, okay. Then you write comma, and then you use this particular help function. So don't you see that within the select function, there is another function. This helper is embedded inside the select function. This function is embedded inside the select function and starts with, and then sepal. Sepal is one of the things in that data. So we want to select all those, one of the columns. So we want to select all those columns which are, you know, the one which is called sepal and the ones which are coming after that. I will escape this mode. I thought that Ms. Saleha was trying to call me. I think we don't have the opportunity for me to stop from here and go into the call. So Saleha, if there's something very important, please share it right now through the Zoom. If there's something, yes?
Yes, ma'am. You want me to tell you that your time is up?
Okay, the time problem. Okay, thank you very much. Now let's see. See, I was saying to the participants that you know, it's difficult to have exact time, but it's okay. A few minutes over is okay. Now, quiz we have here. Which of these is not a way to select the name and n columns in the baby names data set together? If I want to select these two columns from the data set baby names, which you saw a short while ago, this one. I want to select which two columns, the ones I indicated. So the quiz is, which of the following ways is not the right way to select these two columns? So just have a look. I will not say anything, but just have a look. There is one way of doing things, but is this the way by which we do this? There's another way of doing things. Is this that way? There's another one, and there's another one. So I will leave this for the moment. Now, hopefully, when we have the time for practice or some such time, we can do it. Keeping things simple for the moment. Okay, they've given you the answer. This one is not a way to to get name and end together. These first three ways, all of them give you these two columns. Yet all three of the first ways are the right way of doing it. Now, why? Because you are saying that you are constructing this vector, a vector consisting of the other three columns. And when you put a minus sign with that vector, you are getting all those columns which are other than these three columns. So the other ones are name and n. So it's very simple. You put a minus sign and you don't get those, but you get the other ones. The other way is this, name colon n. In Excel, you are all the time putting a colon. 1 colon 10 means 1 to 10. Here, name colon n means what? Name to n. Because you see in the data set, if you remember, they were together, name and then n. So we're starting from name and going up to n. So we will get only these two columns, obviously. All right, after that, what? The third one, also now I'm going to do, so what is the third one, excuse me, starts with n. Aha. Now, don't you see that here only these two are the ones which are starting with n. This one is starting with y, this one is starting with s, this one is starting with e. So that's not the one, they're not the ones. So many different ways. So you see, you have to play with it. You have to make friends with it. You have to do things again and again. You have to try different things. When I teach my students statistical computing, and you know, they are hesitant and all these things, and I say to them, for goodness sake, beta, my dear baby, why don't you just do it? What is the problem? The maximum will be that it will say error. So what? It can't do anything to you. Then say error. So just play with it, try different things. All right, now we go to the next one, filter. So now because of the time problem, I will not do the detail. When Sharka will do it, she will do it. But please see, we just type filter, we put the data set, and then we write those rows that we want to extract. After that, we have the next one. So see these rows I wanted. So I wrote filter. But please note the double equal here. Double equal because this is one of the logical operators that you use, which will also be coming up in another slide. So if you put name double equal Garrett, then you will get all those rows which have Garrett in them. All right. After that, these are those logical operators, less than, greater than, equal to. So this is the important thing, the double equal, and less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and then not equal to is like this. Please make a note, exclamation mark and equal. And then, okay, this percent in percent group membership is.na is not available or not applicable. I think this is not it's not a number, NAN. Anyway, Sharka will elaborate on this hopefully in a short while. Now, if your goal is, see if you can use the logical operators to manipulate your code, this code below, to show all of those names where prop is greater than or equal to 0.08, all of the children whose name is C, and all of the names that have a missing value for N. This should return an empty data set, it says, because you see here in this data, there is no missing value. So let's do it. So I will now, this is how you do it. I will be turning quickly to Dr. Sharka so that we don't spend time on the slides. And she does all these things with you slowly and surely and properly, instead of my running through the slides and the slides consuming time. Of course, slides are also extremely important. This one is the one for and, this vertical line is for or, and XOR parenthesis, exactly or, and this exclamation mark for not. After that, I have a filter again and the goal again, which we will deal with, and the code and the output. The code is here and the output is here. She will be doing some of these with you just now, as soon as I hand it over to her. Then collapsing multiple tests into one. If you do something like this, it will not work, ladies and gentlemen. This operator will not work. You will have to write it 2 times. It only works once, this less than thing. So if you want to write this thing, which you have written on your paper, when you write it on R in this TIDYVERSE thing, then you write it like this. Similarly, stringing together many tests. If you say this or this or this or this, it is probably going to get confused. So Garrett said that these are common mistakes that are being made by people. All right, then one more I had under my name, arrange, I mean in our own file. So arrange, if you want to order the rows from the smallest to the largest values, then what do you do? One or more columns to order by. If I order by the serial number, I think I can do it. Let's see, just one moment. This is arrange. Here, see, you have 18 from smallest to largest values by n, okay? Look at n, the number of children. So this is the criterion for ordering. So you can see that now this is an ascending order. So you can see that in 1880, there were only 13 boys called Garrett. Whichever criterion you will use, if you use year, if I put YEAR here, then it is already in order. In fact, when I changed the ordering to by N, this year became unorderly. 1880 came after 1881. So, but if I wrote year, then it is already in order. Okay, what's the next one? So you can do this later, and Charka will do some of these. Obviously, many of these you will be trying. There's one last one for me, descent. If you want to change the ordering from largest to smallest, then you do not write arrange. Previously, you were writing ARRANGE, ladies and gentlemen. Now you will not try, this was from smallest to largest. Now you will not write ARRANG, but you will write DESC. And you will get from largest to smallest. So by N again, if you are doing it by N, you see 9655 is the largest N. John was name was given to male boys, babies, 9,655 times in 1880. So for that, I mean, it doesn't mean that John is not coming again. John is coming again too. But that in that year, 81, 8769 baby boys were given this name. So send is ordering from largest to smallest. And after this, again, some, practice. And then after this, I keep forgetting, the pipe is the most important one, which also had to do. Pipe is something I love. I really love this. I love this thing. You know, it makes your life so simple. You write your data set and then you arrange, you see, otherwise you have to do all this. If you want to filter and you want to also, you want to extract rows, you also want to extract some columns, you also want to arrange them. Every time you first have to, you're doing a separate code. But with the pipe operator, you are able to do it in one go. There's another slide coming for this. Garrett also gave slides in so much detail, you know, many slides. So then for this, the output is like this. But then what about the pipe? There's another way also. This is also very interesting, by the way. You know, you have this function, and then within this first function, you have this second function. Then within this second function, you have this third function. You know, sometimes you can get confused if you have so many things embedded in one another. So instead of this one, then, sorry, I keep going to the wrong slide. 60 number, okay, now 61. Instead of this, why don't you use this one? Which, please, somebody has to mute their mic. Now this is, please mute your mic, please, thanks. The pipe operator, you know, you write baby names and you apply the pipeline, and then you can get things very easily. Instead of doing filter baby names n equal to this, you write baby names and then you put the pipeline and baby names, pipe and filter. But you see, the advantage is that you can apply this pipe again and again and again. You keep applying it, you do it so many times, then you are able to write a big code. And there you are, one example. This is still not so big, but do you see that the operator has been applied 3 times? First time, you do the filter command. I mean, you apply this filter command to this data. You want to do this, and then after that, you also want to do this second one, select command. You want to select some variables after having extracted some rows. After you have done each of these, then you want to do one more thing, and you want to arrange your columns in descending order. Somebody has to mute their mic, please. So now you see, this is how this is why it is very interesting. There's noise. If you could mute your mic, I'll be grateful. Now you see what I'm saying is that if I wanted, I could run it up to here, and I would get this much. If I wanted, I could run it up to here, then I would get this much. And if I wanted, I could run it here. And in the later part of today's workshop, when Mr. Fayyaz will be sharing his project with you, you will be amazed the way in which they have used the pipe along with so many other things. I think I should stop now, because obviously we cannot, in any workshop, as in Garrett's workshop also, there was so many things that he did not cover verbally because there was not much time. So since we are going to give everything to you, you are able to read these yourself. And of course, Dr. Sharka is going to apply this for you. Now, if you want to make a graph, for example, then after applying all these pipes, the last one is the graph, the code for the graph, and then you get that. That is not the topic for today. So for the people who have joined us for the first time, this is not the topic for today. We will not go into the detail of this one. We did it last time. You can contact me and Dr. Wasim for what we can do for you to look at this one. But let me proceed. Sorry, where was I? This one, and then this one, and this output we got, the same one that you saw before. That had been done by Garrett, and then we did it ourselves, and we also got the same. And now, in fact, before Dr. Ms. Saleha does her part, I would like to request Dr. Sharka Hashmi to please share her TIDYVERSE again, your RStudio and TIDYVERSE, and not do everything, but do a few of these things so that people can see how it is actually done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saleha. Could you please stop sharing your screen?
Yes, I have done that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, there are 4 sections of the RStudio. I am opening here two software parallels so that I can copy the commands from the PowerPoint and write in the RStudio. Therefore, you can't see the all four portions in a big manner. We can adjust the windows by dragging them like this. Since the right portion is not used right now, therefore I am reducing its size, and the upper portion is the R script, which is the top left, which is mostly used here, and the bottom is console, and the commands will be run here. You can see the first command is library tidyverse. I think you have done this. And the second one is library baby names. I'm going to select both of these commands and run it for you right now. Once you are going to start your tidyverse, you have to install and then library tidyverse. I'm going to run. Whenever run command is in process, you can see the commands will be written bottom window. Now the next command is view baby names. View baby names is the command which gives you the output in the form of spreadsheet in the same window. You can see this is a taskbar. Taskbar having so many, I have opened four different files here. For example, I'm closing this one. Transform is the right now. Untitled is an empty file. And baby names is a file when I run this command in the console. For example, this one, I selected this command and click on the run button. You can see in the console, view baby names is written here. Whenever it is written in the console, its output will be in top window, and with the name baby names with the logo spreadsheet. And you can view the whole data file here by scrolling down. You can see its contents. And in the bottom, it is mentioned that how many cases are there. 1924665 entries. It means this much records are in this file with 5 total columns, means there are 5 different variables. So someone requested that repeat the process. That's why I repeated that view baby names gives you the output here. I'm opening a new file in which one command is written, and the second one is from here, which is Dr. Saleha run. Select baby names, name, proportion. Select command is basically used to select the variables from the whole data frame. I'm going to copy it. Select baby names. First one is the place of the data frame. I'm writing here the name of the data frame is baby names. You can write your own file name here with the function name select. All letters are in small, so lowercase is required mostly in the commands, but in view v should be capital. So it's case sensitive, so you should write small letters in small, and if command is in capital letter, you should write it capital letter. There are two variables, name and proportion, in the baby names, and I'm going to select these two variables here. By clicking on the run button, we can view in the console its output. I'm going to increase its size. You can see there are two buttons, minimize and maximize. I'm clicking here. So you can view a table 1924665 multiplied by 2. Multiplied by 2 means there are two variables with the name and proportion. The variable names are name and proportion, and their types are written below their names. Character and proportion are in double because it is in fractional form. So its character variable type is double and name is in character type. First 10 data sets are written here, and remaining 1924655 are not written in the window. So we have selected two variables, name and proportion, from the whole baby names data frame. We can select even more columns, more variables. For example, if you want to write one more variable n, comma, then select command will select three variables from the data frame baby names, and click on run. You can see there are three variables, name, n, and proportion. So select commands, it basically selects the variables from the whole data frame. The next command from the PowerPoint is this one. This was the cheat sheet, and use of the cheat sheet is here. Select baby names minus C. Minus means exclude these variables. If I am writing only C, it means include these variables, but minus C means exclude these variables from the whole data set, and remaining variables would be selected. For example, I'm going to select this command here and run this command by clicking on run button. You can view, I'm just increasing its size so that you can easily view. Okay, name and n. There are 5 variables, and I year, sex, and proportion. So name and n are the remaining one. We can also run the command select this one and writing here. It means in the baby names, come to the baby names. The n, name to n. There are so many, there may be possible that the more variables exist between name and n, then colon shows that start from name and up to n. All variables will be selected. But in our case, there are only two variables. So these two variables will be selected if I run this command. Okay, here run this command. So same result is you can see. So first one and second one gives you the same result.
Dr. Sharka, can I interrupt?
Okay.
There's our colleague Mr. Hamad is saying that warning. He's getting warning in install packages. Package baby name is not available for our version 4.0.1. So I think Dr. Wasim has to say to him that it is not 4.0.1. So Sharka, can you also tell him which version of R he has to have? In fact, it is all written in the email. Yes.
4 is the latest one, but TIDYVERSE has to be installed first. If TIDYVERSE is there, then baby names will be installed. You
First
can
of all,
see from here.
Let me
come to the tools. Okay.
Can I say here something, Mr. Hamad? Please open your email in which, because you joined at the 11th hour, maybe Dr. Wasim has not been able to send it to you, or maybe you have not even been able to see it. Dr. Wasim, are you here? Can you please
yes,
unmute if you're, please can you guide him on the phone maybe, so that we are not confused. Maybe you can talk to him on the phone.
Okay,
Thank you.
I guide him. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption, but also Dr. Sharka, I think we need to continue with the, there's so many other things that have to be done. So I will now request Ms. Saleha Mashkoor to proceed with some of the further commands now. Thank you.
Okay, I will tell you that there is a button tools. Whenever you click on tools, then install packages. you write here TIDYVERSE. If your TIDYVERSE has been installed, then you can see it here. Once you install it, then you can write baby names here, baby names. So you can install baby names from here and click on the install. Your both of the packages will be installed. So using this button tool and then install packages. Okay, come to this command. First three commands gives the same results, that name and n will be displayed. And the
Dr.
fourth
Sharka,
one
I
is
think,
select
Dr.
baby
Sharka,
names.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you see, we are running really, really badly out of time. So I think you can stop the demonstration for the rest of the commands now, and we can ask
Okay,
Zuleika to,
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
okay,
And,
okay,
and this thing about the tools, of course, that you have just now
okay.
shared with the participants, that is very, very useful. So anybody who has not been able to install this baby names data set, you may please go into your tools as just now was explained by Dr. Sharka. Now I would like to request Ms. Zuleika Mashkoor, my colleague from Minhaj University, to present some of the other commands.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Saleha. In this section, we are going to learn about the different functions that, for example, we're going to learn the summarize function, and in this, the argument and other the mutate function. So let's start doing with the summarize function. Okay, let's see what summarize function can do for us. It will contain one column for each of the summary statistics that have been specified. This means that if you put in the summarize function the different arguments, for example, if you put only one argument, that is to calculate summation of the variable, or you want to calculate the mean of the variable, if you put two or three or four arguments in the summarize function, you will get many columns, 2 or 3 or 4, and each column will tell you the specific summary statistics that you have been applied on it. So, for example, let's learn it with an example. For example, our goal is to calculate the sum of the values of a variable. So the code will be, for that command will be, baby names the data and the pipe operator that you have just done, and then you will put summarize, and in the parenthesis of the summarize, the only argument that we are using right now is total, that is the column name, and the function, and the code to calculate the summation is sum, and the parenthesis of sum, you will put the variable name, that is n. So the output is just in front of you. The total will tell you the total number of rows in the data set. So okay, so let's learn the summary function from another goal. So that we have learned in the previous section, that only one command in the summarize, only one argument in the summarize function. In this slide, our goal is to calculate two statistics, that is to calculate the first year or the minimum year in the data set, and the last year or the maximum year in the data set. So let's see what the code will be. Baby names the data, the pipe operator, and the summarize function. The argument of the summarize function will be the minimum year in the data set and the maximum year in the data set. First is equal to tells us that we have named the column first, just to let us know that minimum year is the first year in data set, and last is the again the column name, that is the maximum year in the data set. So let's see what the result is. It tells us that in the baby names, the first year is 1880, okay, and the last year in the data set is 2017. You can use it for any other variable just to calculate the minimum and the maximum value, or minimum or maximum year, or whatever you want to calculate for any other variable. So next, our goal is to for example, our goal is to extract the rows where name is equal to Khaleesi has been appeared in the data set. So in the summarize function, the argument we'll put is the name Khaleesi. And for example, our goal is to calculate two the things in the same function. For example, our first argument or the first thing we want to calculate in the summarized function is to the total number of children that has been named Khaleesi in that particular data set. And the first year the name Khaleesi has been appeared in the data set. So let's see the function let's see the code. Baby names, because we are using the same data again and again just to understand it, the different commands. Baby names, pipe operator, and then you will filter the cases where the name Khaleesi has been appeared. As Dr. Saleha has already demonstrated that name is with double equals, and in the double quotes, Khaleesi will extract the rows where name Khaleesi has been appeared in the data set. Then you'll put again the pipe operator just to execute two or three different commands together. So as we know that our goal is to calculate the name Khaleesi has been appeared the total number of times. Okay, the first argument will be the total is equal to sum of n. Okay, and the second argument will be first, that is the column name, and to calculate the min year, that is the first year the name Khaleesi has been appeared.
Miss Saleha, I'm interrupting you here. Thank you very much for all this. I just want to give the input, ladies and gentlemen, that the word total, T-O-T-A-L, that is just a name, as she has said also, but I want to repeat that. But the function is not T-O-T-A-L. The function is S-U-M. Similarly, the function is M-I-N, not F-I-R-S-T. Whatever you're writing on the left side, that is the name you're giving to your that thing that you're doing. You could have given it any other name if you wanted. And Saleha, you need to please move a little faster. So we have other things too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sanya. Okay, let's move towards the output of it. So it tells us that the total number of times the name Khaleesi has been appeared is 1,964 times, and the first year the name Khaleesi has been appeared is 2011 year. Okay, next, for example, we want to calculate the number of rows in the data set. You will just put in the summarize function, that is n with parentheses, to calculate the number of rows. The output shows that the number of rows, total number of rows in the data set is 1, 9, 2, 4, 6, and 5. So next our goal is, for example, we want to calculate the distinct or unique values in the unique names or unique values in the data set. So the code will be baby names, pipe operator, summarize, and in the arguments we'll put n underscore distinct and the name. Okay, so we get that the different unique names that has been in the data set are 97,310. Okay, next, for example, our goal is to calculate utilizing the summary function. So we are using another data just to, this is the toy data that we will use for the practice. So the code will be population. In the previous slide that we have used baby names instead. In this slide we will use the data set with the name pollution and the pipe operator, then the summarize function just to calculate mean of the amount of the particles in the in different cities with different large or particle size. So just put mean with the parenthesis amount, and you'll get the mean, summation, and total number of cases in the data set. So, okay, it seems it's stuck. Okay, okay. The cheat sheet for the summary functions, you can always utilize it. In the left window, you can see there are many different functions, many different arguments for the summary function that are, you can use n and distinct, n to calculate total number of values, unique values, n is and mean, median, and many other function arguments in the summary function you can use with the summarize function. Okay. Next is to utilize, but let's see what is the utilization of mutate. Mutate creates new columns in the data set. Let's see, for example, our goal is to create a new column in the data of the baby names. This is the data that you have already seen in the left box. You have seen the data. For example, our goal is to create a new column with the percentage. So what will be the code? The code will be baby names, pipe operator, and instead of utilizing summarize, you will use mutate, M-U-T-A-T-E, mutate, and the arguments of the mutate function will be parenthesis, person, the column name, and the round will let us allow to the to just to tell that how far we want to go after the point. That is, we want to go, for example, we want only 2 points after only 2 digits after the point. So we will put 2 prop into 100, that is to calculate percentages, and percentages after the point. After the point, you will get only 2 digits. So let's see the output. In the extreme left column, you can see the percent column, and it has been obtained by the mutate command just to apply the prop column with 100 and only 2 digits after the point. So that is it from my side. Now I would like to ask Dr. Sharka, could you please demonstrate these commands to the participants?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Saleha. Dr. Sharka, you may please actually do some of these commands done by Ms. Saleha, and also then go on to your own, the new things that you have to teach us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Saleha. Okay. Now you can see my screen. There are the RStudio, and the filter command is there. I want to run one more command after the select, that is related to filter command. Filter command actually extract the case from the whole data set. So select this command and just run it in the RStudio. Just copy and paste in RStudio. So a filter command will gives you the all names related to the Garrett. So you can see in 1880 all names are Garrett with different counts.
Would you, Dr. Sharka,
there are 13.
Dr. Sharka, would you like to write Saleha instead of Garrett?
Okay, okay. I'm writing here Saleha because it's a data set having this name also, but my name is not there, Saleha. In 1983, it was present first time in
I'm very happy.
Data set. Okay, there are 5 children with the name of Saleha in 1983, and after 5 years in 1988, there are 6 children. In 1992, after a gaps, not every year they are used to take this name Saleha for their children. Okay, with a break they are using to.
So Dr. Sharka, you need to go to your group by and ungroup, because we really need to get that done first, and then if we have time, we will get back to these things.
Okay, okay. This is my part. I'm going to tell you the grouping cases. As we have seen, the data frames which we deal in our daily life having one or more variables which are based on groups. For example, in this data set, grouping variable is sex. There are 2 groups, male and female. And previously, one file was discussed by Dr. Saleha, having New York, London, Beijing more than one times. So cities are the groups. So all Beijings are one group, all London are second group. So cities may be a group. And sometimes we deal with the income level in the data set. The income level is the variable which are having two or three groups: lower, middle class, high, elite. So the IQ level. So such type of variables are if in the data set, then our aim is to do our all the functions we have done till now: summarize, mean, maximum, number, all these functions for the group wise. For example, for lower class, we want to find mean one separate time. For middle class, we need to calculate mean separately, and for all other cases separately. So first of all, we have to divide our full data set into groups using this command. So baby names is a file which is grouped by the variable sex. For example, I'm selecting this command, Control C, and writing it here, Control V. So baby names using this pipe sign. So considering the data of this file and group by sex. I'm just running this command by keeping my cursor even in upper row or even in lower row. Both are okay because pipe sign shows that all two rows are in one command. So click on the run button. You can see the output is in the lower console window that a table of this size, groups, sex 2. All are females which are shown here, and initially F is the alphabetically comes first, so all females are in first comes first in the data set, and all males are later in the data set. So in obviously you can't see the difference in actual baby names and group by after grouping by, but actually at the back end this command works that the whole data set splits into two groups. Whenever we apply next command, then next command will be work for two different groups separately. So group by is done here, and in the next command we can apply one more command, summarize total n. This command gives you the total of females separately and total of females separately. So if I apply one more command here, one more row in the same code, or writing it again, all three commands are work as a one command. So keeping my cursor anywhere by clicking on run, so it gives us female of this number, males of this number. Numbers are different from this file because it's the latest results according to the 2020, and this is the previous one results. So first group by, which splits the whole data set into two groups, and then summarize gives you the sum of each group separately. So next is we use the toy data set which Saleha has done right now, this one, in which New York, large and particles, and Dr. Saleha also worked on it. This is the toy data, and as a whole data set you have given mean 42, the sum 252, and n is 6. But if we want to segregate this whole data set into three groups according to the cities, for example, New York are separated, London separated, and Beijing in the third group. And for each group, if we want to find the mean and sum and n, then the results will be obtained by using group by command. For example, in the next window screen, you can see that there are 3 different segregations and 3 results will be produced by using group by along with the summarize function. So we have to use both of these functions. First, group by will give you the segregation. The split function is applied by group by function, and summarize will give you the results which are n, sum, and mean. So come to the next. This is our command, but we have to run twi command first. For example, twi data is here. Twi data, I wrote it somewhere because it's long to type it. This one. This is pollution, tribal, and this one whole data is up to this one. I'm going to run this command. Pollution with this data set is produced. So run. In the console, you can see the pollution is generated. Apparently, you can't see the nothing is the output because pollution is just generated by this command, and the city, size, and amount are variable names with the tilde sign, and corresponding cases are entered. You can see that there is a command tribal. I want to introduce a tribal command here because later we have to discuss it. Tribal command basically generates a data set here. First you have to write the name of the variables, and if there are 4 variables, so you have to mention all 4 variables first, and then in the next row you are entering cases row by row. First row, because in our first row New York, large, and 23 are present in the presentation, so all 3 values should be entered first as first cases, and the next case is entered later, and all the data sets are entered, and the close triple command is closed by the closing the parenthesis here, starting from here and ending here, and all the data is enclosed within this parenthesis. But remember, the first row should be the variable names with the tilde sign. And one more thing should be we notice that if cities are the and size, both variables are of character type, we have to write in double quotes these type of variables entries, and the amount is a integer or double form, so it's only without the double quote sign in enter in the data set. So I'm going to run this, and after running this we are applying the group by command, which is main aim of introducing this twi data, and summarize, so that we can get the results separately for each city. Select, and I'm going in untitled. This is our okay. I'm writing here pollution. Considering this data set which we have generated right now, and considering this using the pipe sign and the group by city, means we are doing the splitting this pollution file into 3 different groups, and then summarize function will be applied. In within parentheses there are 3 results: mean, sum, and n. Mean is the variable, sum is the variable, and n is the variable. You can choose of your own choice. You can write any name here, but the next word is mean function. You have to write mean as it is with under lower letters, lowercase, because it's a function. Within
I think there's a connectivity issue we are having. Your voice is breaking. Sometimes we are not able to hear it. But I think you can still keep on going because people can look at your screen.
Okay.
You need to go a little faster, Dr. Sharka. We don't have so much time.
Okay. Mean is calculated from the variable amount. Sum is the variable, and this sum is the function, and sum gives you the total of amount variable, and n is the number of rows present in the pollution file. So I'm going to run this command. You can see, oh, not select anything, run. You can see Beijing, London, New York are the three cities, and along with the different. If we want to use not cities, about if we want to use a different variable which is size. For example, I'm using here size. It means you are now grouping according to the size. There are two sizes, large and small. I'm replacing it with size. Now run it. You can see the result is large and small, having the mean, sum, and n. So group variable is basically splits the whole data set into groups according to the criteria mentioned within the parentheses. Now come to the next. Our goal is to use group by, summarize, and arrange. Right now we have done group by and summarize. One more function is used along with these two functions in the next command, and get the results of 10 most popular names in the baby names file. So come to the baby names again, and what does this command do for you? This one. So I'm going to run this command. Okay, you can see the command is giving you the baby names grouped by names and sex. So this command is actually grouping by names, and then summarize total of sum of n. Sum of n means all the names having the corresponding n. For example, you can view this is the baby names. Mary has the total 7065. So all marriages from it's in 1880. In 1881, Mary will be again present with some more number of variables. In 1982, Mary will again will be present with different n. So all n will be added up and gives in this column. So come to the command again. Group by name and sex, summarize, total will give you the total number of baby borns
Dr.
with the
Sharka,
same name. And
Dr. Sharka,
okay,
I just want to say
okay,
here that you did name and sex. So if there is one name for both sexes, then I think first that name, the sorting, the arranging will be that first arrangement is being done by name, then the arrangement is being done by sex. For example, we don't see it here, but suppose James is a name which is for both girls and boys. Then we will have in the column name, we will have James, and in the column sex, we will have M, and then we will have F. So James will occur 2 times, James, and then MF. Is that correct? Because you have done
yes, you are
group by
correct.
name and sex. All right.
Yes, thank you
Dr.
so much.
Sharka, you need
Thank you
to
so much, Dr.
move
Saleha.
on.
And
You need
arrange.
to move on because we have too much
Okay,
less time now. So please do go to the ungroup and to
okay,
other things. Okay. Thanks.
okay. So I'm doing the plotting the command for plotting the graph for this command, which we have done right now, and discuss the command with you. You can see that this is the output, and whenever output is in the graph form, you can view the graph here, and by zoom you can view the graph in a bigger picture. And this picture you can see James is mostly occur in the data set, so its height is bar, height is most, and John is the next, and Robert. And first 10 names are displaying here. Mary is one of the one of them which is the girl, and all other are the boys, males. So from the data set generated from the before command, the command we have done, the graph of that command is this one. So come to the command baby names, group by name and sex, summarize and arrange. Arrangement, descending total. Descending total mean the James total is the highest, then the next and the next. So descending totals will arrange the data set in the descending order. Then we are going to ungroup and then slice. Ungroup is basically not doing here right now. Ungroup is used for the plotting of this command, because there is a command factor order, name this one. So factor order is basically on the x-axis with the name label x, label of x-axis is name, and factor reorder means you are displaying, you are viewing the highest order, highest total first, and then the next one. If we see that the group is actually grouping the variable into the names, and James are, we can view from here, all the James are considered here with the count of 5150472, which are the height of the, which you can see from the height of the bar, and it's a male. But this command which is the ungroup is breaking the group so that you can get the result in the output in the form of graph. If you don't ungroup, then you cannot obtain the graph in this manner. So, and slice function is here. 1 to 10 means you want to see the if you want to see the more results, for example from 5 to 20, then slice function gives you the results from 5 to 15, for example 5 to 15. So slice function gives you the results according to the name of the command. Slice mean it break the whole data set into different slices, and first slice having the values from 1 to 10, and if you want to see the remaining 5 to 15, 5 to 15 will have start from Mary, William, David, and up to 15th data set. So next slice will be of these data sets. So if I run this command,
Dr. Sharka, I think it will be 6 to 15, because I think it shows only 10. So if you do 5 to 15, that is 11 of them. I think, am I right that it can only do, the slice function can only give you 10 at a time?
okay, normally it's a tibble function, because tibble, one more thing I want to tell you, the tibble function, tibble is used to display the first 10 rows on the screen, and the columns are, if there are more columns, if you have some space, then the remaining columns will not be shown here, the which fits on the data, which fits on the screen will be shown here. So tibble function basically gives you the 10 rows with the number of columns according to the space available on the screen. If we have only 3 columns and we have so much space, so all 3 are shown here. But if we have 30 columns, then only I think 10 or 7 columns can be shown here, and remaining cannot be. So tibble function shows you the columns according to the space, but in the rows they show, tibble function gives you only 10 rows. So we should write it here 5 to 14, sorry, 5 to 14 or 6 to 15, so that it can be 10 columns, 10 rows. So okay, come to the command again, this one.
So Dr. Sharka, we are not going to teach them about the ggplot2 here. So we don't need to go into that detail now. We can go to the next one.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, you can see that now Mary, I'm starting from fifth one. So fifth one was Mary and up to the 11th, because little limitation is can be broken here, because 11 or 15, even I can show you the 15, 5 to 20. I think this much can also be shown here
Okay.
by run this command. A little variation can be accepted, but not more. You can see there are 16 data sets you can see on the screen, starting from Mary, which was actually at the position, first 4 leaving behind. Okay, so okay, slice function can show
Dr.
you
Sharka,
the
Dr.
slice of
Sharka,
the
Dr.
data set
Sharka,
and
Do-
the
Dr. Sharka,
okay.
could you write 5 to 10? I just want to see. I think you're right, exceeding the limit, that's why it's not working. If you write 5 to 10, I think it should show us 5 to
Mhm.
10 only.
Yes, definitely. It will show 5 to 10. According to the
Can you
mentioned
please, can you write,
column number.
can you please write it?
Okay.
Uh, it doesn't seem to work. It's not showing 5 to 10.
Because 5 to 10, there are only 5 rows. 6 rows. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, but are these the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th?
Okay, okay. Dr. Sadi, listen to me. Listen to me.
Yes.
Actually, they are the numbers showing the row number. 5th row up to 10th row. Okay, you are showing this command showing the 5th row, which was actually present in the data. Okay, look,
But here it
if
says
you are
1, 2,
now
3.
confusing,
Yes.
look. Okay, okay. Come to the actual data, which was here. This one.
Dr. Sharka, it says repeating the
Fifth
actual.
one was not. Okay,
I
come
think
to the next.
it is just showing the first ones. Yeah.
Okay, next goal is use grouping to calculate and then plot the number of children born each year. We have done this command, and now this one is left. I'm copying this command here. Baby names, group by year and size, and this one is a variable. We can write anything here, not underscore. If you don't want to write underscore, you can omit it. And sum of n will calculate the sum of the variable according to the year, and then plot the graph year wise with the number of children for each year. So I'm going to run this command. So criteria, now we have done grouping year wise 1880 and then 1920 up to 2015 to 20, and this command is showing you the number of children born each year. Okay, all the different names children are included in this count. So all total number of children born in 1880 is denoted by this dot, and 1920, this point shows that the all children born in 1920 having the count is this one. Okay, so this command we have done grouping by different criteria. Instead of names, we used year. Now come to the presentation again. This was the output. Next, ungroup. We have done this. Ungroup, actually, you can see from this presentation, from this PowerPoint, you can see the group gives you the output in such a way, in which James, John, Robert, Michael all were present along with their totals. And we have done this. Okay. Now I am using one more command, ungroup. If ungroup is again done, first we grouped it by names and then ungrouped. By ungrouping, summarize will function gives you the output on the whole data set, not by names, because we have broken this command by using ungroups. Group by command makes a group, ungroup command shattered it. It broke all the groups, and the whole baby names file is considered in one group, and the total is obtained for the whole baby names considered a single group. That's why the output is a single number 3408519112. Okay. I think you now better understand that group will actually make the groups of the data set, baby names, and gives you the totals according to the groups. And if I use the ungroup command here, that ungroup command broke the groups and make the baby names one group, and the next command gives you the results for the whole data sets present in the baby name. And the arrangement is no matter.
Dr. Sharka, we cannot hear you anymore. Ms. Zuleika, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
All right. So I think Dr. Sharka was she was already having a weak connection, and now how do we get her to? Could you please call her and request her to stop sharing, or could Dr. Wasim, could you, as administrator, stop her screen share so that I can continue?
Okay. Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Yes,
Stopping.
please. All right. Thank you. Then I will share my screen and we will take it from there.
Okay. Good.
So can I share my screen now?
Yeah.
All right. Screen and share.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see my screen now? Wasim, bata dein?
Yes, we are seeing.
All right. Thank you. Dr. Wasim, there's some noise in the background, so now you can mute. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say to you that as you can see, it is obvious that it is, although we thought that we could do it, but it cannot be completed by 4:30, because at this moment in time, we are here. If I can make this bigger for you, can I make it bigger for you? All right. So now I have to ask the participants what you would want. We are here. Dr. Sharka has talked a little bit about slice and a little bit about the tibble and tribble also.
Dr. Saleha?
Yes,
Dr. Saleha,
yes,
please,
yes.
I lost my connection. That's why.
Yes, yes. So that is why I picked it up from there. But I'm now at the moment talking to the participants about the time. I said that although we had felt that we could cover it in time, actually it's not possible. So we have these things, this you were doing, and now after that, this is what you wanted to do, this is what you want to do, and then also you wanted to teach them how to import the data. And then we also have the presentation of the SDG project. Now I want to ask, is Mr. Fayaz, has he joined? Dr. Wasim, has Mr. Fayaz joined?
Yes, Mr. Fayaz has joined.
Okay.
Yes.
I will do this. I will request everybody to please bear with us. First, I will ask Mr. Fayaz to present the very briefly, because Fayaz, we don't have so much time. So you might have prepared a longer thing, but let's do it briefly and show us all these commands that you applied in your project. And you had Dr. Asifa Kamal and Mr. Nauman and other people also with you. So just first for 5 minutes before we do anything else, I'm changing the order of the things, and I'm going to ask you to now share your screen. And please, in fact, first I'll stop sharing mine, and if you could open your camera so all of us can see you. Mr. Fayaz, can I see you? Mr. Fayaz, are you here?
Mr. Fial is
Assalamu
All right,
alaikum.
you're
Hi
okay. You've
everyone.
shared
Yes,
the
ma'am.
screen. All right, that's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the real life application of this of utilization of these commands. And these people had learned it also for the very first time. Well, last year I did this. This was being done for the first time in Pakistan and in this way. And probably maybe there was somebody in the country who knew about tidyverse before that, but in my workshop, our workshop, we had people from various parts of Pakistan. It seemed to us that this was the first time Pakistan was being introduced with tidyverse. So Fayaz, you can now please start your presentation. Thanks.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Hi everyone. This is Mr. Fayad Ahmed. I'm basically from KPK, one of the province of Pakistan. And first of all, I want to say thank you to my name, Mr. Saleha, and all the Tidyverse team that he provided me the opportunity to share you people our project last year. Of course, we learned a lot of things in this Tidyverse workshop. And I feel proud that the part of the first Tidyverse workshop in ever been in Pakistan. So in this part, we discuss about the SDG Sustainable Development Goal. The Sustainable Development Goal is also a United Nations agenda which have almost 16 to 17 points, and all the countries of UN have to commonly do the efforts about this goal. So, and regarding to our project, our group, we have to work on the quality of education, which have put number 14 on the sustainable development goal. And we have the group of Dr. Asifa Kamal, Noman, Arshad, Amir, Muntaz, and Ghulam Mustafa, these amazing people. First of all, I want to say that we use about the objective of our study, that we use the data which is obtained by the Bureau of Statistics of Punjab, multiple income indicator cluster survey 2011. This is a very huge data set, and first of all, we are the first people which implement the tidyverse command on these official statistics. Province Punjab is one of the largest population. Province Punjab have 36 districts. So our goal has how to take in this district about the education level. So the objective of the study is to explore and indicate education level of the districts of Punjab, and the exploration will be proceed in two ways. Number one, if I could share, yes.
Can you do the
So,
slideshow, Mr. Fayaz? Can you do the slideshow?
okay.
You can, so we can see it bigger.
No, it's fine, I think.
Yes, and please do it a little fast. Thank you.
Okay, so the data I already told that which is obtained by multiple income cluster survey from Bureau of Statistics of Punjab, and we have 36 different district, and we have to take about the education level and imply these diverse tools on these variables. First of all, the most important thing is that how to import the data, and I'm sure that you people learn about that. So we use for that tidyverse library tidyverse, and import the data from SPSS, which is officially used by the Federal Punjab Bureau of Statistics. And the next thing is the very important thing is you have to set the working directory at your laptop or your computer. So we set the working directory. Working directory is very important because whatever you're doing is already saved in that working directory. And our education name, other and third, we convert the name as the EDPP because this is something abbreviated. So we give the name highest grade complete level at that level. Um, and then we use summarize command. So we have the first quantile and second is median, mean, and third quantile, maximum and minimum values of these education level variable. The next one is we use, of course, the tidyverse command, and we use the filter command. And if you people learn about this, the filter is a dplyr operator which is used for uh, to extract rows from tidy data. So we use the filter command here. And the next one is the pipe command. If you see that this is called a pipe command, which is also used to pipe something, pipe some data from the whole data set. So we use filter and pipe command here, and we use construct because they want us that you have to construct a histogram of that variable. So we construct the histogram, and you can see that the histogram. And of course we use ggplot. First of all, I want to say that dplyr is a package which can use in every tidyverse packages. It's like a tool which can use in every command. So filter, we can use the filter and pipe command from dplyr and ggplot also. So you can see that the histogram of our data. The next one, of course, we use the uh, filter and pipe command too, and this case we can use highest grade complete in bar diagram. First of all, we use histogram. Next one is a bar diagram. Okay, so
Actually, I can interrupt here. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of showing this to you is not to show, not to teach you every single bit of their project, but just to show you, just to give you an overview that even these things that you are doing today, they are using these also. Although there is heavily filled with graphs, but in order to achieve those graphs also, they were filtering and they were doing other things. So you don't have to, Fayaz, explain everything, but just only highlight those commands that are being shown in bigger font size, that these are the ones that are used, because this particular audience will be more able to appreciate these commands only because they have learned them just now. Of course, there are many in the audience who did the last workshop also, but otherwise, from you, I'm just requesting if you would just mainly highlight these commands that we are doing today. And
okay,
also, we don't have to go into too much detail, but do tell us, after all this work, what were your conclusions about the education, situation of education in the Punjab? I'm sure at the end of these slides, you must be having those conclusions.
yes, okay, ma'am. So we use these five command as well there, and we construct this density curve. And next one we use for the urban and rural household comparison, and we use this box plot, and also we use these the command and box plot as well. Next one, we combine the filter and five command, and we use the urban and rural household education, and you can see that different regions, if you can say that there are all district together, we can use the command for the all district together as well. And there we can use summarize and group by and filter command together to find out the overall situation and different districts about the wealth and also the highest education complete. Next one is the divisional wise. We can use divisional wise because there are 7 division in Punjab, so we can use divisional wise also. we can find out divisionalize also. And this command, you can see that this is a very huge command, and we use together all these functions from dplyr, that 5 command, group by command, summarize and filter together, and we find out the overall situation and all the districts of Punjab about the education complete. Next one, you see that we mentioned in the arrows that filter group by and filter command, and these are the summarized. I think Mr. Sharka explained these things to you. So these are the group bys and command which can explain the different numbers and different indicator and different districts of Punjab. If I can run to the next scatter plot, so you can see the scatter plot also use these operators. These are the different scatter means and different districts. So by the time I can go towards my conclusion. So you can say that this study aimed at to hand over the practice and the skill run on the TIDYVERSE library or the data hand multiple indicator cluster survey 2011 Punjab, which is provided by Punjab Bureau of Statistics. The data our team is allocated with the school year complete. The study is explored the school year complete and assessed against wealth score. Further, this study has constructed the data in terms of division and district. Multiple linear regressions also implied, and the regression with age and school independent variable. Recommendation: based on the statistical analysis done using TIDYVERSE, following recommendation is proposed. There are differences among the district in terms of higher education, higher school grade completed. So it is recommended that relevant measurement must be taken to homogenize the difference in districts of Punjab. The second one recommendation is that the study recommends the researcher to explore new libraries which can improve the fit of the model. This will help to improve the quality of prediction. The study suggests the use of multiple logic model. And these are some references. Of course, I can not share overall presentation, which include many things, like we already use some regression models as well. And because of the you people only study dplyr, so because of the time, I only highlight those operators which can use in these commands. So this is our presentation, and we complete this project. Of course, the other people will also complete this project, and we learn a lot of things from this project. And we recommend to the Bureau of Statistics Punjab that you should use the new technology instead of the SPSS and other things, because TIDYVERSE is something new in the era of data science. So this is very amazing experience which I was learned last year. And of course, after that, I wrote too many papers and participant in too many workshops, which can if I said that that 6 days workshop provided me a base to enhance my those goals. So maybe I'm not wrong. So I want to say thank you to everyone, and also thank you to Mr. Saleha, that he doing very amazing work in Pakistan, and he is sharing a very amazing experience to all young people and new people. I hope you people learn a lot of things from Madam Saleha and his team. So this is
Thank
the
you
end
very
of
much.
the
Thank you
welcome.
very much, Mr. Fayaz. I'm extremely grateful to you for taking time out to be with us and to share with us your, I think, ladies and gentlemen, you must unmute your mics and join me in clapping for him, and for clapping for all of them who did such wonderful things in those 6 days. Within the 6 days, did you see how long the code was? Thank you very much.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, now you can stop the share, and I would like to get back to the sharing of that plan, because you see, we have this problem now that we have not been able to complete all those things. So I want to now open it to the audience. Am I able to share my screen? Uh, okay, I won't share it. I want to ask all of you, is it all right if we extend this thing till 5 p.m.? I mean, by half an hour? Because if we have half an hour more, then of course we will be able to do it. Can anybody please open their mic and say if it is not suitable for them? If there are too many people who for whom it's not suitable, then even then I have a suggestion. You know, we can still continue to teach it to the people who can be with us, and then the recording will be sent to every single one of you. So if you are not able to continue with us with till 5 p.m., then please accept my apologies right away for this slight miscalculation, because we have done last time too, but last time we were able to cover everything. This time we felt that this much content can be covered, but now we see that it was a bit too much. So there's this option that we can continue talking and recording, and then we were going to send it to you. That is a part of our, commitment with you. We may not have even said it to you, but we will be sending the recording to every single one of you. Can people please, the ones who really cannot stay till 5 p.m., can you unmute and let me know? Could you please unmute right now and let me know that you are not going to be with us after 4:30 p.m.?
And Dr. Saleha, 3 people said that they can increase their time.
Right. So therefore, I'm assuming that everybody is able to do it, and then I will request Sharka to continue. But do try to just not run every single code, but the ones that you think are very easy now because they have learned so much. Please, Sharka, don't do those ones, but just do the ones which they have not done at all. Because after that, I will be requesting Mr. Iftikhar, who's the Executive Secretary of ISOS, to also say a few words of thanks. Before that, I also want a few people to say a few words about the feedback. I mean that, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to send to you the feedback pro forma, which you are required to fill, immediately after which we will send to you your certificate of participation. But I also want some of you to, verbally say something. So, Dr. Sharka, over to you, but please try to wind everything up in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Saleha. Next slide was vectorized function. In vectorized function, we are considering as an input the vectors, and vectors are basically the variables. So in the function, in the cheat sheet, all functions are applicable for a single variable which are present in the data frame as a vector form, and the result will be of the same length as the input. So vectorized function includes lag and so many other functions. So we are not discussing these variables here because this cheat sheet is with you and you can use them yourself. Next is the tables. Basically, tables are the commands which generates a data frame. Basically, in data science, all the data sets are kept in the data frames. Data frames are either simple data frames or special form is called tables. Table is a form of data frame, but it has more features as compared to the data frame. First feature is subsetting. Subsetting means we have to use this $sign, which you have used before. The $sign means you have to write the data frame and then $sign and then variable name to use the values. But in tables, we don't use it. No partial matching. It means for subsetting, these are the features of the tables, in which one feature I have discussed you, that if a data frame is of big size, if you have a big screen available to show the data results, then more variables you can view. But if you have less space, for example, if you have few less space, then only 2 or 3 variables you can view. But if you have full page, then you can view more variables. So tibble can adjust their outputs. So these are the features of the tibbles. So it is recommended to use tibbles instead of simple data frames. And data frames are a little lazy, I can say. This is the difference you can view. I'm just increasing the size of it so that you can view it more properly. This is a data set, okay, a table in which data is present. Okay, I'm using a torch here so that you can view it more properly. Okay, this is a data set. Okay, data frame can pick a smaller portion bit in the center of the data set and display here. This is the display of data frame. And data frame used to pick the small portion in between the whole data frame. But tibble is the output which is the top at the top, and you can view the tibble gives you the size as well as the variable names along with the type of the variables. And actually it is subsetting the small part taking from the corner of the data set. So from taking this data set from the corner, the dark blue colors having the variables can also be shown in the output along with the few 10. Here 3 are actually highlighted, but actually tibble gives you first 10 rows in the output. And you can also view that there are 1, 2, 3 up to 10 rows are displaying. And one more information is also here, that how many information is left. With 2 to 4 more rows mean there are total 234 rows, out of which 10 are displaying here and remaining 224 are left. And 3 more variables shows that there are 1, 2, 3 variables are showing because of the space, limited space. But 3 more variables are also available in this data set. So tibble display is here, and you can compare both displays, the tibble display and data frame display. You can easily understand the display of tibble is more appropriate to understand as compared to the data frame display. So next is slides of the tibble. We can convert a data frame into tibble. For example, if we have already constructed a data frame in our data set in the software, then we convert that data frame into the tibble using the command as underscore tibble. Within parentheses, we will mention that data frame which we have constructed already, but now we want to convert it into the tibble so that we can utilize all the facilities available for the tibble. And as dot data frame parentheses, we have to mention within parentheses the tibble, and the tibble will be converted into the data frame. So both are the vice versa, opposite to each other. Both commands are opposite to each other. And tibble, there is a difference between tibble and tribble. Tribble is a command which gives you tibble, and tibble is a command which gives you tibble. So there are 2 ways to construct tibble. One way is just write tibble, and other way is write tribble. But the difference between these 2 commands is this: in the tribble you have to write data row wise, case wise. For example, this one is the tribble, and tilde x and tilde y are the variables, 1 and a, 2 b, and these are the cases. First case means 1 goes in x and a's go into the Y. Y is of character type, that's why double quotes are there. And next is the case 2 goes to the X and B goes to the Y. So triple enters the data row wise. The entry is different. In the triple, data entry is row wise. In table, data entry is column wise. So both generates the table and the output is same, but the data entry is different. Okay, so data entry of both cases are different. Now we will use the tables cheat sheets. Table cheat sheets, we have discussed this, the display of both of them are different, and we have discussed that table generates this output and table generates this output. But in table, you can understand that data entry is column wise. X is equal to 1 colon 3 means 1, 2, 3 is entered into X, and Y variable is assigned C within parentheses A, B, C, 3 entries are assigned to the Y. So in the table, entries are column wise, but the output is this one, the same. And table entries are in the row wise, but the output is the same one. And we can convert table into the data frame and data frame into the table. One more thing which is mentioned here is options. But and these options are this, that if we want to show the data set from between the this entry of from in between this data set, we can slice it. So options, there is possibility to view the data from anywhere of the data set, not from the first 10 entries. We can view from anywhere. And one more command is there, glimpse. Glimpse and options will give you the appearance of the data of the tables, different table entries. So this is the cheat sheet. Now is the min rank. Min rank stands for assigning the minimum rank to the values. So values are arranged first in any order from, normally it's in lowest rank, ties from low to high. Normally it's in ascending order. The lowest high, for example, 50, 100 and 1000. 50 will be assigned 1. 100 is larger than 50, so it is assigned 2. And 1000 is greater than all these two values, so 3 is assigned to 1000. So min rank is basically assigning the ranks to the observations, mentioning within the parentheses, or even we can mention the vector here, the variable here, and the ranks are assigned to those variables entries. But if we want to assign the 1000 value, the 1, rank 1 is assigned to 1000, the reverse of this one, then we have to use the descending function here. Descending function reverse the function that 50, the lowest value, the highest rank 3, and the 100, the 2, and 1000, the most highest value, as 1. So min rank can assign the ranks ascending order or in descending order. The first one was assigning the ascending order, and here in the descending order. But for descending order, we have to use one more command which is incorporated here with descending. Min rank will not be changed to any other function. Min rank will be the same, but the descending function will be used along with this. Now min rank and mutate function, as Zulekha told you, that mutate function generates one more column, one more variable along with the previous ones. So mutate variable will be generated along with the min rank. So I'm going to use these two functions in the next command and make use of these command. The output is this one. For example, this is the command baby names, pipe sign, mutate. Mutate is actually introducing a new variable having the name rank. Rank is the variable name, and its value is assigned by using the function min rank and descending proportions. Proportions are available in the baby names. Using this variable from the baby names, using the descending order, min ranks are assigned, and these min ranks are stored in the variable rank, and this function is accomplished by the mutate command. So I'm going to run this command in the uh, RStudio, so that you can understand the mutate function as well as the min rank function. I'm going to run this command here in the RStudio. Just baby names, mutate, rank, and run it by placing my cursor here. So you can see year, sex, name, and n and proportion. These 5 variables were already present in the baby names. One more variable with the name rank is introduced here using the mutate function. But you can see that the proportion are 0.0724, then 0.0267. They are random here, which were present, the order in which the present actually in the data set. And considering the highest value, the rank 1, and the lowest value, the rank, the more value of the rank. So
Dr.
the highest
Sharka,
value is,
Dr. Sharka,
okay.
can I say something here? I think I would like to
Okay.
interpret it as follows: that that particular name Mary in the year 1880, with that number of babies of having that particular name, but the ranking is according to proportion. So if the rank is 14, the proportion of babies with this name is 0.0724. So this is the 14th proportion in order of proportions. And then the next one, 709, meaning that, that particular proportion, 0267, is the 709th proportion among all those proportions. Do you think I'm right?
बिल्कुल ठीक है. You are right, Dr. Salia.
All right,
You are
thank
right.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Please now go to the please go to the next thing now.
Okay. Okay. View command actually, I'm going to run this command actually to show you. This is actually the A variable having the output is in the form of this spreadsheet, and we can view our spreadsheet in a better way now. This one, you can say you can see that Mary is having the value 14, and the smaller value you can view anywhere in the data set. So there are so
Dr.
many
Sharka,
ranks.
Dr. Sharka,
Okay.
Dr. Sharka, could you please apply the function DESC on rank? So I will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instead of seeing 14. Can you apply DESC function on this variable rank?
Okay.
I think you can apply a pipe after the baby names. You can apply another pipe.
Okay.
If we don't, even if we don't give it a name, if we simply pick up baby names and the pipe, and then the mutate, and then the pipe, and then DESC rank.
DESC rank, okay.
So don't write A. I think you should not write A. Okay, you have got it. Okay, you can, because you have given it that name. All right.
Okay.
So let's try this. Let's try this. A pipe, and then DESC rank.
DESC of rank.
Rank, yes. Let's try this one.
Rank is actually within mutate, so we cannot use this function here. Rank is not understood outside of this command.
So why don't you write a pipe after that previous one? Just put a pipe over there after the mutate command function. Just ignore the A, just rub the A and put the pipe after that previous line.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just put a pipe outside here. No, not inside, not inside.
Wait.
Okay, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, we are demonstrating to you that we are also students. So one keeps learning all the time. One has to play with it. One has to try different things. Dr. Sharka, ये नीचे वाला हटा देना आप ये वहीं बाहर कर देते आप वो जो आपने उसके अंदर कर दिया है उसको आप बाहर पाइप लगा के करें.
अच्छा okay.
If you would please do it again quickly. So Thomas has given us a code. If you would open the chat, Dr. Sharka, and copy the code which has been given to us by Thomas just now. You can open your chat and see. Baby names, pipe, mutate, rank equal min rank, dis prop, and then again a pipe, arrange rank. Exactly, that's what I meant. Arrange spelling has to be corrected, please. Arrange, yes. And Thomas wrote what? Arrange, and then rank, and then what? Another pipe, and then he's also writing head. So thank you, Thomas. You've given us another command, HEAD. All right.
Okay, you can see the only one command is more used here. That was arrange rank. Nothing else.
So I was actually making a mistake. It should not have been DESC because then it would have been in the opposite order. So this is absolutely correct. Thank you for correcting me also, Thomas. It is not DESC. It is arranged because we want these ranks in ascending order. First,
we have done ascending order. We have We have done a descending order. To show we use the function arrange.
No, but yeah, we want to see it in that order. So you see the one that is stood first, that baby name which has stood first, is the one which was appearing 8.15% of the time. Proportion was highest. Then the one which stood second, its proportion is the second highest. Then the one which stood third, its proportion is the third highest, and so on. Okay, Dr. Sharka, if this is the end of all this work, then please now the most important work you have to teach them is to how to import the data in this thing, because they want to work with their own data. So I would like to again remind people that there are many people who have come here for the first time. So those people who were with us last time also, this will be just a revision for you of how to import data. So Dr. Sharka, please, if you could do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Saleha. Now we will use the top right window. There is a button import dataset. Click on this button. There is down arrow. From text, from Excel, from SPSS, SAS, and Stata. So many different files can be imported in the RStudio. Now I'm using one of them command is from Excel. We are going to import Excel file. Browse, you can browse your file from the computer, and I'm using this command, and this one is Nimbus having the extension XLX Excel file has the extension XLSX. So this is the path of the command. You can view the path here. Just wait, I'm taking the torch so that you can understand better way. This is the path, and file name is Nimbus, and the extension is XLSX. And for browsing, we can view the file here in the preview. The command is written automatically here in the code preview. We can copy this command and write in uh, our script, or simply we can import from here. Now I am going to import from here. By importing, you can view that the file is opening here in our R script with the name of Nimbus. Its name is written here, Nimbus. And it has 4 variable names and records. 18,963 records are there. We can import file from the SPSS using the same method. Import data from SPSS, and again browse using the path. I'm using a file chsav. Ch the file name, 4.ch is the file name, sav is the extension of the SPSS file, and the previous one is the path. And from browsing, you can view the path here and also the preview of the file here. And the code preview is giving you the command. And you can just click on the import button, and you can import both commands, both files, the Excel file and SPSS file. Both can be imported in the RStudio using the import database button. And we can also use our code. I just copy which I just place the code which I copied from the import dataset, and just run this command by selecting the whole area. And now I am storing it in a different command, for example Nimbus 2. I'm now storing this command in a new variable, and just this one. Now you can see from the taskbar, Nimbus was there, and it has ch4. This was Nimbus, and view Nimbus 2, but I couldn't write here. Okay, there was a mistake because I wrote Nimbus 2 here but not here. So 2, I should write here 2. Now run again. Now we can view Nimbus 2 is there along with the Nimbus. So you can import so many data files in the RStudio from SPSS or from Excel file. So this is all about the import data set. What is left? I think I must view two types
It's
of
all right, Dr. Sharka. It has been done.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Okay.
That's great. So if you would, I would now like to share my screen, and if you would stop sharing yours, I will do that. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharka. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is 4:45 now. In fact, it's not bad at all with this extra half an hour that all of you have kindly given us. So now I would want to know, do you see my this plan for the day? Saleha, are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Or Sharka, you can see it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just made it dark color for all those things which we have covered. Practice by participants now you will have to do at home. You're still at home, but actually you're in a virtual workshop. But this you would have to do yourself. Now the Q&A session will need to be merged with the verbal feedback session, because obviously when you are going to say something, then you could give us your opinion about about this thing. And also you could put some questions if you have in your minds. So as you can see now, this is also going to become the dark color. So all that we are left with now is this one, this part, this thing. All right, so that's great. Let me make this, oh, sorry. Let me make it this much. Okay, 14. So now what is the first thing? This Q&A session or verbal feedback. So who is the participant who's going to volunteer to do this? Immediately after that, Kamal, my dear student, will be addressing you, after which Mr. Mohammad Iftikhar, Executive Secretary, ISOS, will talk to you, after which I will thank you, and that will be it. So let me now stop sharing the screen, and let me ask who is the person who would like to volunteer to first give us some feedback. Who is going to do it from within Pakistan? Dr. Ambar, Balika, anybody, please just tell me. Now, you know, you can show your hand by clicking on the reactions button. There's a button down there called reactions. So you can do that so then I can see you. Is there anybody who's raising their hand? Well, if you don't, then I will have to make it compulsory for you to do it like we do in a classroom. Who is going to do it for me? Let me request, first of all, Raza. Raza, would you please unmute? And you and your wife, both of you have been with us together. Raza, thank you. Could you please now share with us your views about whatever was happening in this virtual room today?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, and it was great, and I learned, we both learned a lot, though I was familiar with this TIDYVERSE, but this one broadened my horizon in this field, and specifically the project you did, and the conclusion based on project was very good. I think all well done. I wish I could know this sessions earlier and I could attend at the previous session for the ggplot, because I love ggplot. I use ggplot in many of my previous, in fact, papers and all. So well done. Thank you all. And I think that the only thing that I didn't got, you know, is that the vectorized functions that just simply, you know, like I couldn't really understand that one. Otherwise, other things like I think they all well done, and so and I would like to thank again and say like we, you know, you continue these workshops, and then I believe that many people will join into like in future, and it was a great pleasure for us.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I do want to say that this is the only thing that I really want to apologize for, that the calculation went a bit wrong. We thought that we would be, you know, there's so much more in this dplyr package, and we did not include it because we knew that we could not cover it in 2.5 hours. We thought we could cover this much, but with the rush that happened. But now I want to say to you that for you or for any other participant from my own country or from any other country, if you give us your questions, just email them to us. I mean, you're writing here in chat, that's fine, but also email them to us like you have just now shared. So then we can have another session without any, absolutely no other payment or anything like that. And we will sit with you and we will, because you see, our purpose is to get the knowledge across. Whatever little bit I was able to acquire from there, I came here, and my Dr. Sharka was a tremendous big help to me, and because her understanding is very good, and she helped me get back into Tidyverse. You know, I had only done it for 2 days over there. And then when I came back home, I was doing all these other things, and then so many months passed by. And after so many months, I had to do it in the Punjab Bureau of Statistics. So I said, what am I going to do? I've forgotten everything. And then Dr. Sharka came to my rescue. And so we were able to do it. And now I'm teaching it in my own college also. So you know, we're all one. We should always support each other. So if you and other people, my own Pakistan people and all the other people, Kenya, Iran, Saudi, if you have questions, just email them to me. And we will definitely put a session together in which we will answer your questions. That's one. Other thing I want to say is that this ggplot, you know, I'm so delighted. I knew that all those of you who are coming here first time, now that you're seeing all those beautiful graphs, you must be having it in your mind that I wish we also could have done it. So obviously we have ways of dealing with that also. PyStar can rerun that workshop, or PyStar can, you know, we are recording this one also. We will be developing a mechanism by which recorded versions can be accessed by people. I think I saw Senpai Star would want that, you know, it is done the way it is done all over the world. You know, you would probably purchase it or something. So anyway, I'm extremely grateful to you for whatever you have just said. I now want to ask Balika. Balika, if you would please give us your feedback. Balika, could you unmute your mic and do it? Okay. If you can open your... Hello, I can hear you. Hello?
Ji. Dr. Sadia, it's a wonderful
Yes.
tool of data analysis. I would love to use it. It's something new for me. Writing codes like this, making drafts is one thing, but this is something new. Obviously, I'm very eager to try it out.
Okay, that's great. That's great. We are used to things like, you know, SPSS, Minitab, click, click, click.
Good.
But, you know, click, click, click has its own advantages. But you see, the most important thing is that it is a very, very expensive software. And it is an open secret that in the developing countries, you know, people are using it, but it is not really the correct thing to do. So we should, I am saying it all the fora, I participate in conferences all over the world. I've been very fortunate in that, alhamdulillah. And I'm now saying everywhere that, you know, in the developing countries, all of us should be using the freely downloadable software. And the other thing is the ability to write a program. I mean, this code, this ability is a very important ability. You can click, click, click on SPSS, etc. I love SPSS, by the way. But, you know, it's very easy, but you don't get to understand how you could write your own code. And I'm so delighted that all these people who did these projects last year, Fayaz was so kind. Can you believe it that I contacted him very late last night and I requested him that you have to do this today, and he did it. And you can see how much code they wrote. Although during those 6 days, there was so much more to teach. There's so much more in this Tidyverse. So we can have a series of workshops, you know, if you really want to get grip on it. Then just like Balika, you were with us last time and you're with us today, just ensure that you are with us every time, and so that we can cover so much more, which is there also, including
Thank you so
regression,
much.
including so many other things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, now I want to talk to Atimate. Atimate is a young undergraduate student from Kenya. And I would first want her to say something, after which I will ask the more senior people. Okay, thank you very much, Atimat. Lovely to meet you. I'm so happy that you are here. And it's the first time I'm seeing you, but you know, I was reading your emails. So now please let us have what you want to say.
First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for organizing this workshop. It's informative. I've really learned a lot. And I'm actually regretting not attending the previous workshop on ggplot. Though I've done ggplot on my own at some point, so it has not been like so much of new to me. But then I would really like get the first-hand like explanation just like this workshop. I've really learned a lot, and I'm going to practice because, you know, just learning, we've not had enough on practices. And I'm hoping to like be, you know, to tool is one of the
Ultimate, you have to speak loudly. We can't hear you properly. Maybe you can put your thing closer. Yes.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, so I was just saying that I'm going to do more practice with whatever we've been discussing because we've not had enough time to do our practices, and I'm looking forward to many more workshops.
Okay, thank you very much. Because of the shortage of time, I'm not letting you say more, but I want to say that, you should now bring with you so many more people. So next time we have 40 people from Kenya, not 4. That will be one day, maybe it will happen. And we have become such good friends with Kenya because we had Thomas coming first of all and Dr. Romano last time. And now Thomas has brought 2 other people with him, and you have come on independently on your own. Now I'm going to request Collins. Collins, could you please unmute your mic and talk to us? Collins? Okay, maybe he's not ready. Then I can request Joyce. Joyce, the person, okay. Is that Joyce? Yes, please. Could we have your opinion? I can't hear you. I cannot hear you, Joyce. Okay, we have people from Saudi Arabia also. Do we have Dr. Najla? Dr. Najla, are you there? If not,
No.
Sorry, yes, hello?
No, Naila left.
And the other person from Saudi Arabia, Hamad?
Yes, Hamad. I think Hamad also left.
Okay, maybe because of this problem of the time.
Yes.
Anybody else who would like to say something? Dr. Mariam, would you like to say something? Or Mr. Javed Iqbal, would you like to say something? Aisha, Sultan, please do it now. Yes, just go ahead. Yes, who is it? Can you take your name and tell us who is the person? Okay, Zahid, Mr. Zahid Mahmood, could you please unmute your mic and let me know what you think?
Yes. It's very fruitful workshop for us, for the data analyst.
And you are, could you tell us where you are working?
I am from Bureau of Statistics, Punjab, Planning and Development Board.
So you are a colleague of Dr. Wasim, but you are in another city?
Yes, we are colleague also in Bureau of Statistics and university fellows also from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad.
Okay, that's great. But you are not using TIDYVERSE yet in your bureau, right?
Yes, still not.
So now I hope you can start thinking about using this in your bureau also.
Yes, definitely. I will use this for the analysis purpose.
Thank you very much, Zahid. Okay, I think this is it because when I was asking, people were not able to come. So now it's already 5, so we will probably have to have 5-10 minutes more, and that will be the end of it. So if I may now quickly share the screen again and show you that we are going to, now this is the other screen, this screen I wanted you to see, that now I would like to request my dear student, Kamal Aslam, to say a few words to you. She's the rapporteur for this workshop. So Kamal, if you can open your camera and please address the audience. Kamal, are you there? Kamal, I can see your icon. You're muted.
Hello.
Maybe. Yes. Hello. Okay.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I can see your laptop or something else, but not your face.
Okay. Now, ma'am.
Yes. Now we can see you. Now we can see you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, please go on. Go on. So the bandwidth is low. She is having connectivity problem.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saleha. Hello, everyone of the team TIDYVERSE and all the participants the success completion of the PISTAR online workshop on TIDYVERSE dplyr. It is
Okay, I think the internet problem is there. So I will, Kamal, if you can hear me, we cannot actually hear you. So we'll have to stop it at that only. But thank you very much. You can send your whatever you wanted to say, you can write it and send it to me. And maybe we can, if you can send it right away, then even after having said goodbye to everybody, I can record it and so that it becomes a part of the recording. After this, we have the next thing, and that is the address by Mr. Muhammad Iftikhar, who is the Executive Secretary of ISOS and who has been with the person who started it, late Professor Dr. Munir Ahmed, for a very, very long time. 30 years ago, he joined Dr. Munir Ahmed. So over to you, Mr. Iftikhar.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, madam, for giving me opportunity to speak at this audience. I am very much glad to be part of this second international online workshop on TIDYVERSE dplyr for efficient data manipulation. Really, it is another milestone in the short history of PISTAR. I am also indebted, Dr. Saleha, to you and your dedicated team of volunteers like Dr. Wasim Abbas, Dr. Sharka Hashmi, Ms. Saleha, Ms. Kamal. You all might know that the Islamic Society of Statistical Sciences, particularly for the international participant, was established in 1988 under the dynamic leadership of Professor Dr. Munir Ahmed, late. Since then, the society has held 15 Islamic countries conferences on statistical sciences, and 17 conferences were also held in different parts of the Pakistan. In addition, the society has also held number of seminars, workshops at its platform. A number of MPhil PhD students in the statistics and allied disciplines were guided by founding president of Dr. Munir Ahmed and his other team members. I am sure Dr. Munir Ahmed must be very happy to see the continuous work done by his team. At the end, I am thankful to all participants, particularly from outside the Pakistan. I am sure it will be a fruitful workshop for all of you. Also thankful Professor Dr. Munir, Hanif Mia, Dr. Ahmed Mehman, Dr. Alia for patronizing ISAS PISTAR activities and also joining today's workshop as guest speaker. Thank you, and Pakistan Paindabad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Iftikhar. Ladies and gentlemen, have now got the message from Kamal, which she could not say herself because of the this internet problem. So she says, Assalamu alaikum, TIDYVERSE team and all participants. It is my pleasure to work as a rapporteur in this online workshop on transformation of data. As the world is becoming more digitized day by day, so we are indebted to ISOS and PISTAR for organizing these types of workshops to enhance our technical skill on our studio under the supervision of best instructors. Thank you so much, Kamal. Our studio and TIDYVERSE packages are very useful for data analysis as far as the big data is concerned. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the age of big data. She says further, through very short commands, we can construct several graphs we can transform our data, and we can apply tests for data analysis. I would like to thank Dr. Saleha, Dr. Sharka, Dr. Wasim, and Ms. Zulekha for their efforts, because without them, it was not possible to utilize our time in this pandemic condition in a very positive manner. Inshallah, ISOS will organize these types of workshops and PISTAR in future as well. Thank you all for being here. Okay, I'm so happy that I was able to read it, and this is a beautiful message sent to us by her. And the last thing is the vote of thanks. It is my pleasant duty to acknowledge and to thank everybody who was a part of this endeavor. I want to thank Dr. Wasim Abbas for the tremendous amount of work that the good work he does as focal person, communicating with all of you so many days and weeks before the workshop, and then designing such beautiful brochures first and such beautiful certificates later on. Dr. Wasim, thank you for opening your camera so people can see you. But Dr. Wasim, I have a very important complaint to you, because my team have not got the certificates. So you better give us those certificates. Okay, next please. I want to also thank very much Dr. Sharka Hashmi. I also, ladies and gentlemen, want you to know that Zulekha, my young colleague and almost like a student, she is also really, really wonderful. You don't know how much at the back of this thing, how much work she has put into these slides, into all these preparations, and like she always does. So Zulekha, thank you very much for this. I want to thank Kamal. Her part comes after the thing more. She has taken all these hundreds or thousands of screenshots, and she's such a good expert in converting those photographs into this movie. We have this recording, this is there, but then otherwise we'll have all these screenshots. Who else do I have to thank? I just cannot forget thanking Mr. Muhammad Iftikhar, who was addressing you just now, because you see, it is his support which is most important. And of course, at his back is Dr. Alia Ahmed, the chairperson of the executive secretary, executive committee of ISOS. And at her back is Dr. Muhammad Hanif, the president of ISOS, because you see, without the support of all these people, how can we go on in such a nice way? And then also, I must not forget to mention Dr. Ahmad Zobo Memon. Both Dr. Hanif and Memon, they are my own teachers, and Dr. Memon is also my co-supervisor for my PhD. So Dr. Memon is the senior advisor for PISTAR. So both of them could not be here today. Alia wanted to be, but could not connect. But I'm so glad that I was able to read her message too. This is 509. Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely grateful to every single one of you. You are the people who are being a part of the history of PISTAR. It is a young organization, and this is a new initiative, first time in our lives. Our acceptance of online communication has come to this level. Previously, even in the developed countries, not everybody would have thought that we should do conferences in this manner, workshops in this manner, and so on. I want to share with you, you are the pioneer participants, first, second, even third. You are the first people. So thank you very, very much. And now this is it. I'm going to say to you, to all of you, goodbye and Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
So people can leave now.